Hey everyone, it is Friday the 13th, January the 13th. Today I want to sing a song, Give Me Faith by Elevation Worship. I was kind of just thinking about faith and keeping faith and maintaining faith. And, the enemy has a tendency to try to sabotage that faith, to try to just create doubt. And, whether it's be through scenarios or situations or just driving to work and something happens and, you're just questioning, God's control and faith in Jesus. And I watched this evening, about an hour ago, the show The Chosen from this past Sunday. We couldn't watch it on Sunday. And I strongly recommend, if you haven't seen the show The Chosen, download the app. You can download it, The Chosen, on either iPhone or Droid, and watch that show. It's just the depictions that they do of Jesus and the way the stories are told are just incredible. The story today on that show was the story of Mark 5, verse 21 through 39. And I'll just read it real quick. Jesus got into the boat again and went back to the other side of the lake, where a large crowd gathered around him on the shore. Then a leader of the local synagogue, whose name was Jairus, arrived. When he saw Jesus, he fell at his feet, pleading fervently with him. "My little daughter is dying," he said. "Please come and lay your hands on her. Heal her so she can live." Jesus went with him, and all the people followed, crowding around him. A woman in the crowd had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding. She had suffered a great deal from many doctors, and over the years she had spent everything she had to pay them, but she had gotten no better. In fact, she had gotten worse. She had heard about Jesus, so she came up behind him through the crowd and touched his robe, for she thought to herself, "If I can just touch his robe, I will be healed." Immediately the bleeding stopped, and she could feel in her body that she had been healed of her terrible condition. Jesus realized at once that healing power had gone from him, so he turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my robe?" His disciples said to him, "Look at this crowd pressing around you. How can you ask who touched me?" But he kept on looking around to see who had done it. Then the frightened woman, trembling at the realization of what had happened to her, came and fell to her knees in front of him and told him what she had done. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your suffering is over." While he was still speaking to her, messengers arrived from the home of Jairus, the leader of the synagogue. They told him, "Your daughter is dead. There's no use troubling the teacher now." But Jesus overheard them and said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid, just have faith." Then Jesus stopped the crowd and wouldn't let anyone go with him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James. When they came to the home of the synagogue leader, Jesus saw much commotion and weeping and wailing. He went inside and asked, "Why all this commotion and weeping? The child isn't dead, she's only asleep." The crowd laughed at him, but he made them all leave, and he took the girl's father and mother and his 3 disciples into the room where the girl was lying. Holding her hand, he said to her, "Talitha cum," which means, "Little girl, get up." And the girl, who was 12 years old, immediately stood up and walked around. They were overwhelmed and totally amazed. Jesus gave them strict orders not to tell anyone what had happened, and then he told them to give her something to eat. So, wow, what an incredible level of faith that is, both on Jairus' part, to a synagogue leader who sought Jesus to heal his daughter because he had heard of the great things that Jesus had done and the healing that Jesus had done. He had so much faith in Jesus. He knew if he went to Jesus and brought Jesus to his daughter would be healed, okay? And then for the woman who had bled for 12 years and had heard the great things Jesus had done, believed that he was the Messiah, believed that he could heal her, and even though she wasn't allowed to touch anyone because of her bleeding during that time, she just felt, if I could just touch his gown, just a thread of his gown, I can be healed. And she touched his gown, and she was healed. So, that's just an incredible, awesome level of faith. And I pray for that type of faith in my life. I pray for that type of faith in your life, just knowing beyond what the conditions you're in and whatever situation you have going on. Sometimes the storm just speaks so loud to you and it blocks out other things. But knowing that Jesus is our Savior, knowing that just through Jesus' holy name and praying to Jesus that you can be healed and that things can change. That's just an awesome thing. So we're going to sing that song today. And let's just pray. Dear God, we thank you for all that you do in our lives. We thank you for bringing Jesus to us, your only Son, and just through him, allowing through him that we may come to you and be seated at your right hand. And we thank you for all the wonderful things that Jesus has done in our lives and all the great things that you've done in our lives. And we look forward to the days to come. We look forward to 2023. And we just want to lift praise to your holy name, to Jesus' holy name, to the Spirit, and just sing a song of praise in your holy name. So let's sing "Give Me Faith." I need you to soften my heart and break me apart. I need you to open my eyes to see that you're shaping my life. All I surrender. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside. I give you my life. I need you to soften my heart, to break me apart. I need you to pierce through the dark and cleanse every part of me. All I surrender. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside. I give you my life. I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me. My flesh may fail, my God, you never will. I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me. My flesh may fail, my God, you never will. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside. I give you my life. Give me faith to trust what you say, that you're good and your love is great. I'm broken inside. I give you my life. I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me. My flesh may fail, my God, you never will. I may be weak, but your spirit's strong in me. My flesh may fail, my God, you never will. Thank you for listening.